Okay, so this is my 6th year at NVC, and what I always wanted to do was do I guess kind of get everyone together to do something as a council instead of your own individual dinner nights, your own individual whatever nights. Let's do something together where the entire district does it, and it's going to be for a whole week. So it's pretty cool. So Kyle reached out to us, and he is actually the founder of this company, and he offered us this, I think, incredible opportunity for us to work together, and quite frankly, raise quite a bit of money. Hi, Kyle! Oh, he's back there. Hi, Kyle! So, and he can tell you, but Cupertino District, right? Was it Cupertino District?
For what?
They did the Great Weeks. I think 2 years ago, Great School Weeks. It was they raised quite a bit, so it was great. So, okay, so without further ado.
So you can see the power of technology.
I know.
Here's
There's
Kyle, halfway across the world. I think you need to turn your mic on.
Oh yeah, we can.
Is your mic on?
Hello. Oh, okay. We have to read lips.
Oh, I have to read lips? No mic.
Oh, okay.
All right.
So Steve's done.
Ready here?
So he's in Taiwan, right?
He's in Taiwan.
Yeah.
He's where?
He's in Taiwan. Nice. I caught him from New Jersey last year.
He's traveling to Taiwan.
Last year. He was, Jay was calling from India.
Oh yeah.
And Anne was calling from New Jersey. New Jersey.
Well, good evening. How are you? I can't tell you how excited we are at Contribute to have the opportunity to work with all of you on this great fundraiser. So out of interest, how many of you know about Great School Week? Can you raise your hands? Okay, a few, but maybe a third. So my goal today really is to inform you about Great School Week, kind of give you an update as to where we are. I want to show you a little bit about the application that parents, teachers, and friends will use, and then talk about next steps. So you may be wondering, who is Contribute-Lit? Well, in the true sense, we are a very, very small Silicon Valley startup. And Kyle actually had this vision of saying, you know, there's got to be a better way of doing fundraising because it's such a hassle. And so that's one of the key objectives for Contribute-Lit is to find a way to make it easier for schools and nonprofits to raise money. So we've been working on developing a platform. And one of our core beliefs is that fundraising is a great mechanism to bring people closer together, to help educate the community about needs out there, right? There are a lot of nonprofits, schools who have great needs. And so by educating the community, the goal is that we're going to actually pull everybody together and with that create a more vibrant community in that process. So what is Great School Week? Well, it's, as you heard, it's a week-long event. In contrast to a single event, where a lot of families typically can't make that event because of schedule conflicts, we thought by having a week-long event provides much more opportunity for families to participate in the fundraising efforts. And many people will like this part, is the way that money is raised is by shopping and eating, or going to the gym. So the process is pretty simple. Friends, parents, and teachers will sign on to the Contribute website. From there, you can purchase vouchers for the participating businesses between November 11th and the 18th. So then the idea is that you would actually go out and visit those merchants, redeem the vouchers. When it's all said and done, we'll handle all that financial tracking stuff, make it easier for you. So for this event, we expect by the end of November, we'll be actually processing payments to the schools for donations, as well as to the merchants. So our role here really is to help enroll businesses and to kind of take the hassle of all the financial tracking that you have when you have a fundraiser. I did want to mention that if there is a business that you'd like to see participating in Great School Week, let us know. And if you're someone who loves talking to people, let us know because we can always use help in enrolling businesses. So just getting an idea of kind of what's planned, as you can see, we have a pre-event period, and this is really the period where we're going out talking to schools, talking to businesses, and trying to get them enrolled on our platform. About 4 weeks before Great School Week, you'll start seeing the promotional piece, flyers going up, information on social media, because we want to build awareness within the community to really make sure that folks know that we're going to have this great fundraiser from November 11th through the 18th. And then when Great School Week happens, we are going to hopefully provide live updates, kind of day to day, so you'll know exactly how things are going, as well as run some promotions during that period of time. And when it's all said and done, we'll provide kind of the post-fundraiser event metrics, so you can assess of how successful the fundraiser was for your particular school. So you may have a question as to, well, where do we stand with merchants? Well, we've been out talking to merchants. Maggie's been talking to a lot of merchants. I've talked to a few. And we've actually got 14 who have verbally committed to participate in Great School Week. However, you can see we actually have more merchants that we want to talk to between now and the 11th. And you also see the breakdown of kind of different areas, a lot of restaurant type of establishments, but we also have a gym that has kind of verbally committed, and some other types of services that are offered in the community. And this is a map showing where those 14 businesses are located, kind of give you a better idea. Our goal for Great School Week is to have between 20 to 30 businesses enrolled. So, you may be curious as...
Do we have a list of businesses that have already enrolled yet?
They have verbally committed. We have not yet enrolled them on our platform. Once we do that, we'll start publishing the list of merchants. So you may be curious as to how the app works. It's very similar to other smartphone apps you've used. You have a login screen. You can actually access this via a computer or your smartphone or your tablet. It has to be either Android or iOS. You then select your school. And this is actually directing where the donations will go. So it's a very important thing to select your school and not someone else's school. And then the fun part starts. This is where you get to shop. And you can actually visit the different merchants. So there's a list view where you can see everyone who's participating. If you're curious as to where they're located, you can look at the map view. And it'll show you where that business is. So you go on, you figure out what you want to buy, you can change the quantities, order your items, and then basically it'll show you a summary of your order total. And then when you actually go to pay for all this, you have two options. You can use PayPal, or you can go ahead and use your credit card. Now once you do that, you will have electronic vouchers available to you, let's say on your smartphone. If you don't have a smartphone and you just have a computer, you can actually print out the vouchers and take the paper voucher to the merchant to have it redeemed. Okay. So once it's all said and done, we will take the hassle out of the financial tracking. We will track all the payments, and actually, as I mentioned, at the end of November is actually when we disperse payments to the schools as well as to the merchants.
Steve, quick question.
Yes.
As far as processing the payments, is it PayPal or credit cards? What kind of security do you have in place?
It is a same level of security used by other online merchants. Okay, so
Do you use third party?
Yeah, we use a third party to process it.
Like Square or something?
I don't know, Kyle, do you know? I don't know if Kyle.
Oh, you cannot say.
Okay. All right, so what are the next steps? So obviously even though we're only in September, November 11th is like rapidly approaching. So we'd actually like to have schools sign up on our platform. Now, we do recognize that there's a process that all of you have to go through for approval. But with that said, let me ask you, is October 14th a realistic time frame as to when you could obtain approval to participate in Great School Week?
the approval is internal, we have to,
As an exec board, you need to get it approved from your.
our people or a student body or
Margot has actually said at least 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Yeah, if you.
And who's doing the
So
approving?
you do the form, you submit it to your principal, the principal signs it, and she hands it over to us.
But are you gonna do it together as a council?
So does the 14th sound kind of reasonable as a time frame to know that you've got approval to participate?
If the process is complete,
So there's a, yeah, it is if you do it within this week or
Yes.
early next week.
Oh, okay. And so where is the bottleneck then? So I found, what?
Well, so you have to give it to your principal to approve, right?
Yeah.
And then there's flyers you have to attach to it, and then she or he will look at it, approve it, and sends it to the district. So the time until they sign to the district is where there may be, so unless you stand there and watch them, then you run it to the district, which I've done.
Right.
We need to add it in our budget, we get it approved.
Yeah,
It has to be in our budget, report like the budget, we need to get it approved in the association meeting.
Oh,
so,
yeah, that too.
Yeah.
That's an additional
Anything from
item.
an
It's
exec
part of
board
the
person needs to
fundraiser
get
itself,
approved in
fundraiser.
meeting, exec
Yeah,
meeting,
that's right.
then it all needs to get approved.
so one thing you can do without getting into it is you can have a fundraiser line and you can bring it up, and then, but you could just do that in the next association meeting. Yeah.
So just update the
Because
the budget
between-
to include in the line item.
Yeah.
We do, yeah, and then we need to get approval from the.
Whenever the association meeting is,
Yes,
just get
association
approved.
meeting.
It's, oh my God, logistics! Oh, all the process.
Yeah.
But this, October 14th is an ideal date we'd like you to try to target to kind of get one back. Yes?
So just a comment, in order for us to get district approval for a fundraiser, the flyers actually have to, have a statement about where the funds collected, where it would be
Where
used,
they'll go.
otherwise the,
Okay, I can comment on that.
fundraiser would not
Can I borrow-
be approved.
Thank you, Maria. So actually, we've been working with Kyle, and you will get a flyer that looks like this, and you can put in what this fundraiser will be for. You can put for classroom supplies, for food trips, so it's editable. Yeah.
We
So
just
you,
gonna send,
so you get a soft copy of this flyer.
they'll get a template.
Yeah.
So I have a question. So what will be the school share and what will be the percentage wise so that we know before proposing it to the board, so we should know.
So the actual percentage will vary from merchant to merchant. Someone may donate 10%, some may say 20%, some may actually have tiered, so if I sell more than this, it'll be a higher percentage.
Yeah, we actually have sports basement, they commit 100% donation. Yeah, so it varies. Yeah.
And and we do really need to know the vendors who are participating so that we can introduce it to the board that yes, these are the participating vendors, so that yes, it's easy to get to know that who are participating in.
Right, yes.
Yeah.
A list will be provided.
Yeah, we can provide a list, sure.
I've been very busy this week. I'm supposed to bring a copy over with me.
And the other thing that Kyle mentioned was a lot of the vendors, they wanna know how many schools are participating. So it's like the chicken and the egg.
Exactly.
They wanna know, we wanna know, they wanna know. So if we commit, they have verbal commit, and as of last year, when we met in May, we had about 5 schools verbally commit too, that they wanna participate.
Most recently, we have 7 schools that have still indicated they're going to participate. Yes?
I'm new about this
Yes.
thing, so I'm curious. So this is your program?
This
Or
is,
this is your
it's a platform, fundraising platform.
And what do you get from this? I mean, what is your, I mean, do you get something and, how does that work? I mean, how is that you connect? You just
They just
offer it for
volunteer.
free?
Yeah, what's the share?
There's no
So-
share. It's offered for free to all non-sponsored.
Yeah.
As
So,
long as you have a text ID and certificate that you're a
Yeah.
So you just create a program
For
on the
partner
heart?
purposes.
well, so what happens is when you look at fundraising, different fundraising platforms, a lot of fundraising platforms take a percentage of the money raised. We don't do that. So if a merchant says 20% goes to the school, you get your 20%. What we're doing is we're looking at, we have a small charge to the merchant for the credit card processing and handling,
Okay.
okay? So we do not take anything from the donation pool. Just from the merchants.
So, since it will be running for a week,
Yes.
so if the participant is purchasing during that week, can they use that voucher later on and for up to how long they can?
Yes, so right now we've talked to the merchants about honoring vouchers for a 30-day period, okay, after the fundraising event. And the way the donations are going to work is we will pay out the donation based on vouchers purchased, regardless if they've been redeemed or not, okay? So after the 30 days, if you still have a voucher you want to redeem, it will be at a lower value. It will be at the original value minus the donation amount from the merchant.
But the time frame is 30 days.
30 days.
And in the presentation, in before slides, I saw that we can have the refund in 7 days, right? So usually what happens that we purchase and we tend to use it after 10 days, 15 days, and so on. So still it will be valid if it's got dishonored, if they are at the restaurant. So how to handle those situations?
So I mean, if you have a situation where you buy a voucher and you want to refund it,
no, it doesn't work at that time. Like if I go to
Or if it gets refused or
they
no,
refuse
it will be,
to honor
you
it.
will be able to redeem it 30 days past the 18th of November.
So 30
So,
days,
yeah, to December
so that's the extra
17th,
risk
you'll be
that
able
we
to
have.
redeem it.
Right, so
For full
basically,
value.
the merchants, well, they would appreciate if we can encourage parents to use it by end of the year, because it would be very hard for them to do the book over, and carry it over year, right? So that's due by December 31st.
Okay.
Well, it's actually 30 days from the November 18th. So purchase are.
But
Okay.
they are supposed to purchase it during that week.
Yeah.
Then only-
You will only be able to purchase vouchers during that week from the 11th to the 18th.
Yeah.
Now, you can go on the site earlier and you can see which businesses are participating and what they're offering, but you won't be able to buy a voucher at that time. Okay?
You can redeem it anytime, like for the 30 days.
Yes. So from, let's say, November 18th to like December 16th or 17th, right? Okay? All right, so it sounds like October 14th, we aren't quite sure, but maybe, maybe not. But hopefully, we'll put that line in the sand, and hopefully, most of the schools will get there. But regardless, you can start the process tonight by signing up. There is no obligation, if you sign up tonight, to participate in grade school week. Okay, it's just, there are other steps you have to go through in order to become active or live on the site. So, after this meeting, we will have, if you want to sign up online, we can help you do that. It's a pretty simple process. We'd like to ask for one key contact per school. Okay. And we will also have a sign-up sheet. Well, there's really no back, but we'll have a sign-up sheet. And basically, with that, we can also give you information about the fundraising program, instructions on how to register your school on the site if you're going to do it offline at some other time, as well as you've seen the Great School Week flyer. So that's all I have. Thank you.
Any thoughts or questions?
Even if it's not a PTA fundraiser, and it's a school fundraiser, can it still not overlap?
What you can identify as to different charity, I believe school has its own different tax ID. Right.
So if we wanted to overlap it with the school fundraiser, is like a book fair or something like that, it would be able to go into that time a little bit, or no?
Well, what I understand is, like my son goes to North Valley, Lee, and they're doing fundraising too. So if I sign up that account with them, and for whatever purchase I made, it will split. So half of it to local, half of it to North Valley.
Well, no, her question though is, our school is having a book fair. Can this fundraiser overlap with the book fair and be done at the same time as the book fair, or do they have to be separate?
So the book,
Who would?
so the book fair is from the school or it's from the PD?
School.
It's schools. Yes, I think so.
Yeah, and it's two completely different fundraisers, right? I mean, the book fair, they're going there and buying stuff, whereas if they're going out to eat or, it's completely different. I don't see why not.
So the district shouldn't disapprove it just because the school is having a fundraiser and we wanna do.
I think the only thing Margot brought up, I don't know if anyone remembers last year, she says, be careful not to inundate your parents with too many.
You wanna maximize your profits.
But I'm already going to raise that without having.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's true too.
This is something that we keep shopping.
Yeah.
and you have 30 days to use
Food,
it.
restaurants, this is something that we keep doing.
And the school can possibly get 20-30% from it, so.
It's not a kind of donation like buying books coming to school. No, you're just doing something that you're doing every day. But you're giving some of them, they make great gifts too. Right.
Well, so far.
So long as they use it within that 30 days.
Yeah.
You gotta put stipulation on that, gift you. Use that by December.
The school district actually participates in this and they actually make a lot. There are a lot of schools participate in that school district.
Yeah, from what my experience in contacting